All right, so today I have my hamstring focus day. As you'll see, I'm starting with biceps. Essentially what I do is I put the prioritized muscle groups earlier in the session. I don't feel like training a couple sets of biceps is going to really cause enough fatigue to really negatively affect my hamstring performance during the session. And I really preferentially would bring up my biceps over my hamstrings at the moment. That might change later on, but right now, biceps are the priority. So I'm starting with incline curls. I do these earlier in the week. Earlier in the week, I do straight sets with a drop set at the end. I'm doing my rep sets here. So my rep match sets, as I mentioned before in other videos, is just essentially a set, first a straight set with a target rep range of usually 10 to 20 reps. And then the subsequent sets after normal reps are trying to match the amount of reps. So due to fatigue, you won't be able to do, say, for example, I do 15. Due to fatigue, I won't be able to do 15 straight reps in the subsequent sets. So I'll do something like 12, take a 3 to 5 second rest, and then go to failure or close to failure again until I hit the total number of reps. So it might look something like 12-3, and then like 8-3, 2, 1-1, I don't know, something like that. So and essentially you get multiple approaches to failure, multiple opportunities to reach failure and accumulate volume and get a sufficient stimulus in a lower amount of total sets. It's been a really efficient way for me to get volume for some of these smaller muscle groups and get an adequate stimulus. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing tons of sets for biceps and shoulders in order to get even a decent pump and disruption. So warm it up right now. All right, so in my intra workout, I am sipping about 40 grams of Gatorade powder. A scoop and a half of whey. I did a little more protein because I didn't have a meal in between now and then we're getting food after. So I just did a little bit of protein just so I hit the leucine threshold, so about 30 grams. Sodium, potassium, salt that I mixed myself, 3-to-1 sodium, potassium, and then some creatine as well. Creatine just for convenience and might have some benefit of the carbohydrate uptake, might help with creatine uptake. But that's it. And then you need to make sure that you dilute the solution enough. I think it's an 8% solution. So if you're looking at 80 grams of total total weight, which is about what this is, about a liter of water, 100 milliliters, I think. Sorry, 1,000 milliliters, yeah. Enough to dilute it so it doesn't irritate your stomach. All right, so first set of my reps, it's just a straight set of 18, and then I'm gonna match that across all other sets. It should be fun. It's my 1 to 0 RIR week. 1 to 0 just meaning like I train roughly around there. I'll let the progression kind of push me there, and then might push a little bit harder just because it's the last week before the deload. Will this be a learning opportunity? I actually just looked at my log and it looks like last week I matched 18, meaning that I probably should have been a 19 on that first set, and I probably could have pushed a little bit harder. And this is something that comes up a lot with progression and being able to objectively progress. So we're not intuitively great at remembering how hard we went last week. We're not intuitively great at making progressions. That's why we keep logbooks. That's why we objectively track what we're doing in order to make objective progressions. You could feel like you're training harder than last week, but if you don't have an objective number to compare that against, it could totally, based on how you're feeling that day, based on the level of fatigue you're carrying, it could not be an actual progression. And an example of that is I probably could have pushed a little bit harder on that first set, but I thought, based on my look, I was pushing hard enough. So we're not intuitively great at measuring how hard we train. So the best thing to do, start with a couple reps in the tank and then add load or reps across another cycle in order to lower that RER, in order to continue to train harder, in order to continue to progress, having an objective number to compare that against every week, if that makes sense. So we're going to match 19 as opposed to the 18 I did on the first set. It's okay. I don't trip about that. I used to worry about stuff like that so much, like, oh no, I'm going to lose gains. In reality, training with a close proximity to failure is going to be enough to stimulate muscle. Maybe I lost a little bit, but I can make up that on these subsequent sets. It really isn't of any benefit to worry about things I can't control that I've already passed. So you'll notice here, hitting my shoulder blades together, back, this allows me to kind of just get into a better position and get a little bit more of a stretch. In the past, I've tried to bring my elbows together. I actually have just liked my hand position being a little bit more out. This feels better. And that's just something that you need to pay attention to, is individualization of technique. I can tell you to do things one way, but you have to play around with technique and see where you feel things better. So yeah, out here, but I also do like to lower my elbows out in front of my torso. It allows me to get a little more stretch in the bicep. All right, so since I'm training with the boys today, I'm doing hamstring curls first in order to pre-exhaust so that my hamstrings are the limiting factor on the hinge movement. It's something I generally do, and they said, hey, let's start with curls, and I said that's totally fine with me because it's generally more beneficial anyway. So I'm doing 15 reps here, and then I'm going to do my rep matches across my sets and match 15 reps. About 15. Hey, can you guys keep it down in there? So. All right, so here I'm going to be doing a machine good morning. Now this machine's really good. If you put the plate up here at the top, it biases the stretched position a little bit more as opposed to loading it in different spots, as this has a load at the mid-range and the bottom here as well, which would be the top of the movement. So we want to overload the stretch. So putting the plates at the top. Machines are nice because as you get stronger, they don't have the stability component, so you don't have to balance the weight or counterbalance the weight. Especially as you get stronger, that kind of becomes a limiting factor sometimes in engaging the target muscle. Crocs are in sport mode now because this is when shit gets hardcore.
Jump. Play the fight riff. Play it.
3, 2, 1, go! Let it fucking burn! It's not too late to walk away from the ledge and face another day without a tragedy. When you are driving towards will lead to your demise, you are losing yourself, howling into a voice. I'm watching you die, but my hands are fully tied. But how could I make you see through my eyes? If I can make you see through my eyes, there's something in us I have always despised. If only I could see all your lies, there's something inside us that's prone to demise.
I like to do a lot of warm-up sets on, especially like things that axial load, so load your spine. It just takes me a little bit more sets to feel good under the load and to be able to hit the target muscle. For example, if I went up to 2 plates, I would probably just feel this all in my back. And make sure I maintain pristine technique on warm-up sets to ensure that I'm already getting some blood going to hamstrings, going into my working sets, as opposed to lower back. Ooh. It's hard to get rid of a low back bump once you've got one.
It's not too late to walk away from the ledge and face another day without a tragedy. When you are driving towards will lead to your demise, you are losing yourself, howling into a voice. I'm watching you die, but my hands are fully tied. But how could I make you see through my eyes? If I can make you see through my eyes, there's something in us I have always despised. If only I could see all your lies, there's something inside us that's prone to demise. Hating the words you shouldn't heard at all, but turning into what you say you would never become. If I can make you see through my bleeding eyes, you can see all your lies, doing everything. With back against the wall, blindfolded and scuffed, we're forced to forget what we seem to have lost. Now do you feel your days are done? How would you be remembered? But what you set out to be, all defeated by
Austin Powers with Mr. Bigglesworth. But I get the camera. I've been instructed by my video editor that I need to shoot an outro to this video because the audio cut out. But unfortunately, I ate a marijuana edible about an hour ago. So I'm going to do my best job. Anyway, this stupid fucking microphone was disconnecting while I was trying to shoot a video with my friends and have a good time. You know, I think we did some like leg presses.
Trying to recall.
Yeah, no, we did. Well, I know what we did. I don't know when the audio cut out, but we did some leg curls, my rep match, to pre-exhaust the hamstrings. Then we did a hinging movement, which was the Atlantis. No, Atlantis is some of the equipment that we have in the gym. You fuck. No, I'm not gonna remember. Anyway, we did a hinge on the new squat machine at Muscle Factory, which is awesome. If you load the top, it biases the the lengthened position a little bit more, so you get a lot of stretch under load. And then we did some leg presses. This is something I don't recommend doing, but I did it because I realized that the leg press itself might not be enough stimulus. In the first week, I started adding this sissy squat superset to the leg press in order to basically, you know, get more volume in a condensed amount of time without adding a whole nother exercise. It's a better option than adding another exercise, I guess. Generally, just don't add an exercise and plan better ahead of time. Just adding an exercise mid-training cycle is not always a great idea for a number of reasons that I won't get into right now. Anyway, I added this sissy squat variation and it was brutal. Like you can see in one of those clips, I almost fall over. And I had my friends around, so I was like, and it was the last week of my training cycle before I deloaded. So I just went balls out, and you can see that in this video. Unfortunately, the audio cut out, so you can't hear me going balls out, but you can see that I went pretty hard in the video. No, I didn't take my balls out in the video, unfortunately. Not there yet. I'm not that desperate. Now, if you continue to not watch my fucking YouTube videos, maybe I'll become that desperate. God damn it. Anyway, yeah. And then I think we trained some calves after. I don't know if I got that on video. And I shot a terrible outro because we were getting sushi after and I was excited. So that was pretty much the video. Thank you for watching my videos. And thank you for supporting me. And I love you all. And I do. I love each and every one of you. Almost as much as I love my girlfriend. Anyway, yeah. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share the video with your grandmother. She probably likes my videos. Say bye to Navi. Navi, say bye to everybody. Say bye. Yeah, you got a big potato dumpling Buddha body. All right, I should end the video now. All right.